Hey, what's up guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul the Tech Giant and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to be unboxing and testing out this Harman Kardon Enchant 900 Dolby Atmos Soundbar. Now, I've never tested out a soundbar from Harman Kardon before, so I'm very much looking forward to testing out this one today. And not only that, I also have the Enchant 1100, which as you can see is the 900's bigger brother. Now, both these soundbars were sent over to me by the UK electrical retailer Peter Tyson. Now, if you were to purchase the Enchant 900 from Peter Tyson, you're going to be getting yourself a free 6-year warranty. You also get free delivery. They have finance options available. You can even trade in your old tech to help towards the price of the new soundbar. If you find it at a lower price, they will aim to price match all their major competitors. And their customer service is second to none. Just check out their high Trustpilot score and all the amazing reviews left by satisfied customers. So many great reasons to make your next soundbar purchase from Peter Tyson. And I'll put a link to Peter Tyson and both soundbars in the description. Okie dokie, let's crack on then, and first off we're going to take a quick look around the outside of the box. So if we go in closer we can see this is the Harman Kardon Enchant 900 and we get an image of the soundbar itself. Moving over to the left hand side and it goes on to say about Dolby Atmos and multi-beam, and then powerful all-in-one soundbar with 9 drivers. Multi-beam and true Dolby Atmos. Moving to the far right hand side now and it goes on to say works with Google Home, works with Apple AirPlay, works with Google Cast, Spotify, Bluetooth and compatible with Dolby Vision. Spinning the box around now and we get a lovely cutout there of the soundbar showing all the drivers. I think that does look really smart indeed. And if we move over to the left hand side we can see it goes on to say, hear beautiful sound with Harman Kardon. 3D surround sound with Dolby Atmos and multi-beam. And then it goes on to say about the Harman Kardon One app. And it also goes on to say about the dimensions, which is 870 by 65 by 130 millimeters. Moving to the right hand side and it says Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in with AirPlay, Google Cast and Spotify Connect. And then it says HDMI eARC connects true 3D surround sound from your TV/HDMI eARC. And then finally it says Ultra HD 4K pass-through with Dolby Vision. Okie dokie, let's get this box open now then and see what we have inside. So first off then we have this envelope which houses our quick start guide there, and then we have our warranty card and also a template. Next up and we have the actual soundbar which is quite weighty to be fair, and we'll take a closer look at that in just a minute, so we'll set that off to one side. Then we have a box which is seems to be like glued into the bottom here. We have an HDMI cable just there. Then next up we have 2 brackets, nice metal ones as well in a matte black, so that's nice. So if we do want to wall mount the soundbar we can do so. And then along with those we also have a packet there of screws and plugs. Next up in this buried box we have our power cable. I'm in the UK so we get a 3-pin plug and the other end is a figure of 8. Moving along and we also have a couple of metal pieces again. And to match up with those other brackets, they are matte black, and I'm guessing this is part of the wall mounting system. And then finally, we have our remote control. Now, looking at this remote control in finer detail, unfortunately it is all plastic, and would have been nice to be a metal remote control. But I've got to say it, the plastic is very good quality. It's like a matte plastic. It's got a soft touch to it. It does feel very nice in the hand. We've got the Harman Kardon logo going on there. Then we've got buttons there for calibration, play, pause, Atmos, surround, bass, moment, mute, volume up, down, TV, Bluetooth, HDMI, and finally our power button. And credit where credit's due, I think that is quite a nice remote control. Nice and sort of minimalistic looking. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Right, let's now take a look at the star of the show, and that is the soundbar itself. And, ooh, Wow, that does look very premium, I've got to say it. We've got this cloth going on over the top. Don't know how well that comes across on camera. Does look, yeah, really smart, that proper modern bit of kit. And we've got a label going on here which just replicates what we've already seen on the box. So let's just slide that off. Oh, reminds me of something. So we've got our Harman Kardon logo just there. Then we have three very discreet buttons. So we've got a volume down, volume up, and what looks like a source button. Now, if I move to the end, we can see we've got a port just there. We can make out one speaker. And if we spin it around, hopefully, yeah, we've got the same on the other end. So looking straight on, I do think that looks very nice, very discreet as well. It would certainly suit a modern looking home. So let's spin the soundbar around and see what we have here. So again, looks like we've got a port going on there. And then we have our connections. So we've got connections there for our power, HDMI in, HDMI out, TV, eARC/ARC, optical, USB and Ethernet. And then finally at the bottom we do have two very thick rubber feet and a service port. Okie dokie, let's now move on now and get this soundbar all connected up. And to be fair, it's all pretty much self-explanatory, but I'll run through the motions anyway. So first off, we're going to need our mains power cable. Now I've pre-measured this and it came in at 195 centimeters. So what we need to do is connect the figure of 8 to the power input on the soundbar, like so, and the other end into our mains socket. So next up we need to connect up the HDMI to the HDMI eARC port on the soundbar, and the other end to the HDMI eARC port on our TV. Right, that's everything all hooked up now then, and all we need to do is turn the soundbar on for the first time. So grabbing our remote control and pressing on that power button, and it says hello and TV, and then it says set up Wi-Fi. But yeah, I've got to say, I do love how big and bold that writing is. Even when you're far back like this, you can still see it, which is great. Now, because the soundbar has prompted us to set it up with the Wi-Fi, what I'm going to do is set that up via the Harman Kardon One app, which I've already downloaded and installed. So if we click on that, and straight away it has found our soundbar. So let's just click on connect. It says the product is now playing a tone, and press the button to continue, which we can hear. So let's press that button. Now it says connect speaker to Wi-Fi, and we just need to enter the Wi-Fi password. And it's all connected up, and it's now doing an update. So now that update is all complete, it's going on to say, let's calibrate your product to get the best sound. Calibration tone will come from your speakers for space detection. So let's go on and get that set up then. Calibration completed. So now it says feel the power. So I don't know what that's going to be. Let's click on that. Oh wow, that sounds mental. Oh, it's really filling the room with sound. Hearing birds there all chirping around me. Fair play, that was impressive. Right, let's now move on and take a tour around this app then. So we've got a slider there for the volume. And does seem quite quick to respond, so that is all good. And if we click on this arrow here, we get more deeper into the settings. So up the top there, it shows us what we're currently connected to, and below that we have remote control. So this is great if you lose your remote control, or should I say the physical remote control. We've got one on our phone. So we've got power button there, we've got all the different sources, we've got the volume up and down, we've got the mute there, we've got bass, moment, Atmos, surround, calibrate and play, pause. So everything that we have on our physical remote. So backing out of that and moving down, and we have an equalizer which we can edit to our heart's content. Now moving down from that, and we have create a home theatre, more audio settings, so clicking on that. And then we've got our audio sync, and we can do the calibration again if we so wish. Coming out of that, and then we have music, and we have a list there of supported music services, so plenty there to choose from. And then down from music we have general and moment, so let's click on that, and it says select your favourite ambient audio or playlist to set up one-touch playback on your product. So we've got forest there, we've got rain, we've got ocean, city, activity and playlist. So let's go for rain, say, and we'll turn up the volume on the remote control. Click on that button there. Oh wow, that sounds absolutely mental. Let's try another. Let's try ocean. Wow, I've got to say it, that sound, I can hear it lapping all around me, the waves, that is mad. So moving back out of that, and finally we have product settings and product information. Now, of course, along with the app to control the soundbar, we also have the remote control. But due to its minimalist button layout, some of the controls do require multiple button presses. So for instance, if we go in a little bit closer and we press on bass, you will see it will go to level 1, press it again, level 2, then again -2, then -1 and back to 0. And if we were to do the same with Atmos, we press that once, we get low, press it again, we get medium, and press it a third time, and we get high. Okie dokie, now that we've got all the boring stuff out of the way, it's now time to test out the sound. So for this, I'll be testing out some movies and some music. First off, we'll start with the movies. Some will be in Dolby Atmos, some won't, but hopefully all should sound absolutely amazing. So, without further ado, let's crack on.
Bay 12, please. We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
Let's rock!
Said I want you to lay down a suppressing fire with the incinerators and...
Medical! Get to medical!
So that is the movie side of things out of the way, and what are my thoughts? Well, for the size of the soundbar, it is very impressive indeed. Now there's two things that really stood out to me. First off, it's the surround experience. Now, not so much the rear surround, because we are lacking rear surround speakers, so it does struggle a bit with that. You do get a bit of a rear surround effect going on, but when you do get that, there's not a lot of separation going on, so where there should be something at the rear, say off to the left, it's more just all around the back of you. But when it comes to the width, now that is very impressive. It felt like there was sounds going beyond the walls of my living room, and it really opened up the soundstage. And of course, because of those Dolby Atmos speakers, we're getting some nice height effects going on too. But what stood out to me above even that was the sound quality. Honestly, I could not fault it. Whether it was loud action scenes, it was speech, it was just tiny little details, you could pick out everything and it was all crystal clear. It's fair to say that you can tell that this is not a cheap and nasty soundbar. And also what is just as impressive is the fact that, as you can see, I've not got the perfect setup going on. Now I could have moved the units that are left and right of this soundbar to open it up a bit more, but at the end of the day, most people don't live in a perfect living room setup where you can have it all clutter free, and I do like to test stuff out in a real world situation. And it didn't feel like any of the furniture was actually impacting the sound. Now the downsides of the soundbar when it comes to movies, I would say, is the bass. Now again, because we've not got a dedicated sub, it's not very big, it does struggle to hit the real lows. And when you push the volume up, we do get a bit of distortion going on. And talking of volume, again, because it's not very big, it doesn't go as loud as some other soundbars. But that's to be expected, and that's probably where the Enchant 1100 will show its strengths, because it is a physically bigger soundbar. And if you want to see the video on that, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel, because that will be coming very soon. So that's the movie side of thing all wrapped up, so let's now test out some music. So that's the music side of thing all done, and gotta be honest with you, it's not the best when it comes to music. But then again, most soundbars aren't. You know, we're trying to ask a lot of a very little soundbar here, and if you like your banging tunes, then yeah, I'd give this one a miss, because when I raised up the volume, again, it did fall apart a bit. At lower volumes, don't get me wrong, again, very good sound quality for the mids and the treble, but as soon as any deep bass come in, obviously it's just not got the big enough drivers there to give you some impactful bass, so you don't get the best music experience going. That said, if you like easy listening type of music, then I think it would be very good, again, in a small room, as long as there's not a lot of bass. The quality is there for that. But if you like some real banging tunes, then yeah, I would steer clear. Get yourself a dedicated amp, a couple of bookshelf speakers, or a couple of floor standers. So there we have it then, guys. Now don't forget, I'm going to be doing the unboxing and testing of the Enchant 1100, which I do feel will be more suited to this room and what I want out of a soundbar. That's more volume, more bass. And if you want to see that video, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you've enjoyed today's video, then please give me a thumbs up. So thanks very much for joining me today, and hopefully I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Bye for now.